Welcome back once again. You have reached PayDirt. I'm your host, Brandon Harry, aka Bdirt, with your host, Pay Saunders. Pay, what's good, my friend?
I am currently mentally searching for Mark Andrews. I had something I want to talk to him about. How about you, B?
I feel bad for a guy, man. He's catching some flack in Ravens Nation for sure.
Well, you're going to catch flack, but you're going to catch passes.
He did not catch the pass that counted. First drop since week 6.
And he had 3 that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty inopportune time to do it.
Yeah.
Pretty bad time to get the yips, as they would say.
It makes it even worse that your understudy looked very good that game.
Yeah, looks very good. I mean, likely to be the number 1 going forward. Hey.
There you go. There you go.
Man. Unfortunate for us because we managed to go 5-1. Just needed that catch, man.
That one. Well, we don't know what would have happened in overtime. Yeah, but it would have been. That's one worse way to lose a parlay. That could have been our second 6-leg hit on the season.
Oh, that would have been huge.
That would have been great, man. I was counting those ducats already, man. I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Lucky for me, I had them all bet separately and had different weighted. Had a couple of 2 and 1 3 unit pick. So I had a pretty good week.
Yeah, I had a decent weekend myself. Other than the big parlay, I had some hedge parlays that those came through for me. Like the Ravens, they went down. They became a 5-point underdog at one point in that game. Guess what I did? I hit that.
There you go.
I hit on that. Lamar Jackson over 225 passing yards. Over the under. The under was looking real good to me. I hit that parlay. I like that one. Another hedge parlay that I had out there crashed and burned thanks to somebody I'm going to talk about a lot this episode, Mr. AJ Brown. He couldn't get 4 catches. Again, can't get 4 catches.
You're reading too much into it. Oh my God, the puns won't quit coming.
You're on fire today.
How about it? I listen. I think he has a bounce back game. I might have it picked in one of my bets here.
We gonna talk about it because he was doing his research. I was looking into this. We gonna find out.
So we ended up going 5-1. Thank you, Monday night, for a 30-second left field goal by the Ohio State Buckeyes for the cover. Appreciate you very much. Had multiple units on that one, so that came through. Like to see it. So 5-1 brings us to 51-37 at 58% for the year. We're back to the water level. That's where you got to be at, 58 and above. So we're back there, looking for a opportunity here to have a 4-2 or 5-1 or maybe 6-0. Which, if you're paying attention, football season's almost over. Championship round. There are 2 games. So one might ask themselves, what do you mean 6 bets? There's only 2 games. Oh, don't worry about that. We're going to prop you up here to 6 bets. I'm just going to keep doing the dad joke thing. This is dad joke day.
That one was good.
Yeah, we're going to keep doing them. So for the first game we have, these are both Sunday games, if I'm not mistaken. Sunday at 3:00 is the first game.
That is correct. Sunday.
And then we have the Washington Commanders going to Philadelphia to play the ELGLES, whatever she said. The Philadelphia Eagles are favored by 6 points at home, over under 47.5. Give me the scoop. What are you thinking on this game, Pay? We're going to get right into this one.
First thing I'm thinking, Philadelphia mayor, she is not clutch. Second thing I'm thinking, AJ Brown, the aforementioned AJ Brown. So he had 2 catches last week, but he did have 9 targets. They were trying to force him the ball. I think some of that was on Mr. Hurts. He looked terrible out there. I know the weather was kind of bad. He looked like he couldn't get his good plants. He couldn't get some good footing to make better passes most of the game. So a lot of my apprehension with this game is coming down to health. Quinyon Mitchell, he's not supposed to play. Very good corner. It's Scary Terry, F1 McLaurin. He could have a day, right? Jalen Hurts, as I already said, he's still nursing that knee. I don't think he's healthy. AJ Brown, I don't think he's healthy.
He's definitely hurt.
Yeah. I don't think AJ's healthy either. And I was going to fade him this game. I was going to take his under, which is sitting at, I believe, 60.5. Let's pull those props up. We don't have to believe anything. So for this game, AJ Brown is the receiving props on Mr. Brown.
All right, we got the break even mark, the watermark here is 60 plus.
Yes.
That's minus 125. 70 plus is plus 125.
Right. I was going to fade him. I was going to go under that. But I did some research, and 5 out of the last 6 games, the Commanders have surrendered 90 yards, at least 90 yards, to some receiver, right, on the opposing team. Do I think that receiver can be Devontae Smith or Dallas Goedert, or could it be A.J. Brown?
So I look at the matchups in that situation, right? And Mikey Sanders, still rookie out of Michigan, has been playing great ball for the Commanders. But if there's a slight on him, he's a little undersized, right? You look at the other corners, a little slight in build, not real physical guys. So I'm looking at probably I'm looking at A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert as my favorites to get those passing yards in this game.
I'm still on the train of going under for A.J. Brown. Listen, the whole playoffs, they've played, 3 games? They played 2 games so far, right? He has 3 catches total in the playoffs.
He's due.
He could be due. He could be due. And I already told you, 5 out of the last 6 games, Commandos has given up 90 yards at least to some opposing receiver. With that said, I just don't have any faith in the health over there in Philadelphia. To which goes my next point, the line in this game. The game line so far, they have, as you stated earlier, Philadelphia is a 6-point fave. Commanders, another road game for the Commanders. Can they be this NFC East? Shout out to Eli Manning. Can they do that thing again? Just ride a bunch of road wins and get to Super Bowl? At some point, that's got to stop, right? But I'm not saying they'll win the game, but 6, I'll give them a puncher's chance, like I did last week. But you want to ride with me? I give them a puncher's chance. They keep the game closer. It was a 3-point game the last time these two teams saw each other, and the Philadelphia Eagles are a lot more banged up this time around. For this game, I like Commanders plus 6, and I like under. I like under the receiving yard for A.J. Brown. I'll take
under the receiving yards.
I'll take under 60. So I would say 40 max for it.
Yeah, so the Commanders beat the Eagles earlier in the season by 3, but it was also in Washington. I think the Eagles are the better team. I do agree with you. Hurts is definitely the injury I'm most concerned about right now. I think they've got enough depth. They've shown enough depth in their secondary right now.
Mm-hmm.
That I think they can make up for that, because I don't think Washington, outside of McLaurin, no one really scares me there.
Remember, we talked about last week. They're not a team that really throws the ball. They're not a team that really tests you on the outside and down the field. They do a lot of things around the line of scrimmage. That's why I was saying, hey, Zach Ertz is a good play.
I'm glad you said that, because I think that the Eagles are going to be, because of Zach Ertz, familiarity with him coming from the Eagles, I think they're going to be all over him. I think where they're going to see these check downs and some good yardage here, I like Austin Eckler plus 25 here. You know, Austin Eckler looked really good the past couple weeks. Has definitely got his speed back up, seems to be healthy. I think 25 yards here, he could get that in a catch or two. So I like him plus 25 yards because of that shutdown. I also think Terry McLaurin is their best receiver by far. I think at some point in time he will get loose for at least one. I got him for anytime touchdown as well.
You have an anytime touchdown for F1?
Anytime touchdown, Scary Terry.
Ooh, that's tough. We put on a slip. We'll talk about it.
Last one I have for the Commanders here. You know, we've seen a little bit more success. I think the Eagles' defensive line really is doing a good job getting upfield. But they do give up some running plays. They do give us some running yards here and there. I think the Commanders are going to try and lean on possessing the ball more, the short game and the run game. We saw, I think, last week, Brian Robinson looked as healthy as he's looked in probably about 8 weeks. I like his style against this team. Very tough, rugged. I got him plus 50 yards, rushing yards. And this one will get you a little juice. Now, I think A.J. Brown is due. I think he's going to get an anytime touchdown. But I'm not going to put that one on the parlay because you're fading him. And I don't dislike that play. I will say that I do, in this game, I favor the Eagles here to right the ship at home. Philly's a tough place to play. I think the Eagles are going to pull this one off and win by 10 points. I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant though, because I thought they were gonna turn into a pumpkin last week, and what really happened last week, when you break it all down, and I've shown this every game in the playoffs so far, if someone loses the turnover battle, they lose the game. Detroit had 5 turnovers. It was a 2-score game. I don't think they played over and above a ton better than Detroit played whatsoever. I think the turnovers are what caused the game. I don't think the Eagles are going to turn the ball over as much. I think they'll run the ball with Saquon, take some play action shots, which is why I think you might see A.J. Brown get loose for one. But I digress. But I like the Eagles here. I do.
All right. So in their 2 matchups this season, the largest margin of victory was 8. That was the first matchup when the Eagles won.
Yep.
26-18.
Which is at home, and that's covered.
Right. So in the second game, that you said they won, the Commandos won. Mm-hmm. Kenny Pickett had to play a majority of that game. Mm-hmm. Do you think Kenny Pickett gets few snaps this game?
No, because if I did, I would have picked the Commanders.
I could see a situation in which he enters the game.
Oh man, I hope not.
Yeah. But I mean,
for football fans everywhere. I hope we don't have to watch that.
Yeah, that is bad football. But to my point here is that I think they do try to hide Hurts a little bit this game against a division opponent that they do know him. They've seen him. This will be the third time they've seen him. It's a rubber match. Hurts didn't look. He looked really good when he had that breakaway rushing touchdown last week. But other than that, he looked terrible. So I think they do try to hide him a little bit, and they let Kenny come in for a couple of trick plays here and there, just to keep the Commandos off their, keep them on their heels, so to speak, right? Again, to me, I have the Eagles winning this game. 6 is a little bit high for me though, so I'm staying with my Commandos plus 6. We can talk about we can talk about it at the end. To show you here how Vegas thinks that they're going to play this game, as far as you're talking about hiding Hurts, there's no value in betting Saquon Barkley over rushing yards. To get positive traction here on him, you've got to go to plus 140. That's when you get into positive money. He's negative money at 130 plus rushing yards. Mm-hmm. He's negative 110. So he's positive money at 140. So what do you think that, that they're telling you the way they think they're going to play the game, right? Oh yeah, definitely. I think this is a Saquon show. The Commandos defense isn't terrible. They were an average to above average defense for most of the season. I don't think their rushing defense is that great statistically. I don't have the numbers in front of me. Let me look at it right now. They are the 30th ranked rushing defense on the season. 28th in yards a game. So if you wanted to be risky, you could throw that 140 on there, see what happens. But I agree. This is going to be.
I would much rather take 50 yards for Brian Robinson at plus 205.
Yeah. But to your larger point, I agree. I do think they lean on Saquon a little bit this game. Just for the kick. Just for the simple fact. It's a safer play, right? If they do need someone to make plays, Jalen, you've done there before. Let's do it. You can squat 650 pounds. Let's figure it out. And if not, you always got Kenny Pickett back there. He's made some throws in the NFL before.
Yep. He'll probably complete a couple of them to the Commanders.
I love to see
All right.
it.
Anything else you see in this game before we take a quick break and go into the second game of the day?
I'm good. Let's get to the main event.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. If you have not yet, now is your chance. Like, subscribe, get that first notification, rate, review, share, tell a friend about us, where you go to get your football gambling bets. Get them in here for the very end of the season. Give them a little taste of what we do, and then look forward to what we got going on again next year. We're going to be doing some stuff again with the NFL draft. We're going to be doing stuff again with futures. We're going to be doing stuff again with fantasy football. So you definitely want to get people on board here so they can see us over the offseason. We got a lot coming to you. So get us out there, share us. We appreciate you guys. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to PayDirt. Once again, it is your host, Bdirt, with your host, Pay Saunders, talking about the AFC Championship game now. Ooh. This is what everybody wanted to see. I think once the once the Bengals kind of, as Slater likes to say, shit in their helmet at the beginning of the season, I think these are the two teams a lot of people had marked on their board. I think the Ravens made it definitely interesting after they moved Kyle Hamilton back to free safety. But these have been the two teams that have basically been at the top all year long in the AFC. And we have a legacy game here. Josh Allen going to Kansas City to take on the evil empire, the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs are favored by 1.5. The over-under is 48.5. Hey, I'm going to tell you this up front before I ask your opinion of this. I alluded to earlier that any team that has lost the turnover battle has lost the game. The difference in this game for the Buffalo Bills versus any other time I've seen the Buffalo Bills square off against Kansas City Chiefs is that Josh Allen is being extremely careful with the ball and seems to be the one I trust more not to turn it over in this game than Patrick Mahomes. For that time, for the first time in a Bills-Chiefs matchup, I'm leaning Bills in this game. What's your thought?
Well, my thoughts is I'm tired of seeing these two teams play in the playoffs. And hopefully this time they play, we don't get any rules changes after the fact because somebody's feelings got hurt. With that said, all the mojo is in Buffalo, right? It's in Western New York with the Buffalo Bills. It's hard to make an argument for Kansas City in this time that they play. Even though Kansas City won 15 games in the regular season, even though Kansas City still knows how to rack up playoff victories, even though Kansas City still has that guy, that boogeyman, that black cat, Patrick Mahomes, and and playoff Travis Kelce seems to have reemerged from his slumber. So, with the two-time defending Super Bowl champions, 3-time overall, do you put any stock in that? Some teams just have a greater will to win. Some teams just know what to do when the time calls.
Yeah, so I do put some not just teams, individuals, leadership. I do feel like the will to win is a real thing. I do feel that way. I do also think that some individuals, some athletes have to go through the pain of losing to attain the drive that they need to change certain things in order to get over that hump. I'll reference something that you're very close to and understand very well with the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan, he got beat up by the Pistons and those teams in the East, and it got him in the weight room, right? Got him lifting weights, got him stronger, he knew what he had to do in order to endure a season full of the 76ers and the Pistons and those teams really beating on him, and the Knicks. Yes, Tim said that. So he changed his game a little bit and got in the weight room more in order to get over that hump. Josh Allen has studied the film and studied the tape and has accepted that he doesn't always have to play the hero as much as he has to make the correct play. It's the old adage that every possession ends in a kick, right? Whether it's a punter or it's the extra point or a field goal. So I think that he's done what he needs to do to get past this point. I think it's kind of like the evolution. So I think this is the year for me, for them. And I thought the same thing if the Ravens got through the Buffalo Bills and are here. I thought the Ravens had the perfect opportunity now because of similar things. But with the Ravens, it was Lamar Jackson keeping his eyes downfield and passing the ball more when he's rolling out and running out of the pocket rather than just taking off running. The dual threat really became a passing threat more so this year, and he played exceptional football this year. But unfortunately, he got the turnover bug. I think the non-turnover bug right now with Josh Allen and him changing the way he's playing the game is the reason why I think the Chiefs win this game and take out the boogeyman.
The Chiefs, you say?
No, the Bills. I'm sorry. The Bills. Take out the Chiefs. Take out the boogeyman.
Yeah, it's the hook for me, right? Oh, you know what? Edit that out. I don't like the way I said that. That sounds really brother love-ish. So it's that 1.5, right? I don't like that 1.5. If it was a flat one, which is in all intents and purposes a pick'em game, I would lean Chiefs. This 1.5 makes me skittish. Like I said, there's all the good arguments lie with Buffalo. They got the mojo. They beat the best quarterback in the league this year.
And they're getting the 1.5. They're not giving it. They're getting it.
Right. No. I'm talking about the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
All the
Chiefs are favored by 1.5.
Right. So all the arguments are with Buffalo. They beat the best quarterback in the league, the best player in the league last week. Josh Allen played mistake-free football. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. And he's a finalist for the MVP. So I mean, everything is working in their favor. They have a good enough defense to make you consider that they can win this game kind of handily, right? Because the argument on the other side for the Chiefs, we know which side of the ball is where their strength is. We know the defense is the strength of that squad, but we know that the offense has done it before. We know that they've got bona fide future Hall of Famers in Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, those guys. We also know Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco. They're playoff studs as well. They've been here, done that. They know how to make a play when they necessarily need to. I don't know, man. I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm gonna sit it out. I'm not gonna call the winner in this game. If I had to though, if I take it on the money line, if that's fair, I would take Kansas City to win this game straight up. But the spread right now, I'm a little punkish on that. I'm not gonna hold you.
I will say this. The one thing that makes me a little nervous about this, about taking the Bills, right now, 64% of bets placed are on the Bills.
They got the argument.
Makes me a little skittish.
Mm-hmm.
And now you know where your hook came from. They're trying to get you off of playing the Bills.
Yeah.
All right. So do you see prop bets that you like here?
Oh yes. There's what my actions lay in. So the first thing, the total's inching up to 50.
48.5. It was 47.5 yesterday.
The more the merrier, because I don't think this is going to be a shootout. I think this game is more of a 2018 type of game. I think these defenses got these offenses dead to rights, right? I think the game is going to be more so on the backs of the field goal kickers and field position things of that matter. If I had to guess, I'd say 3 total touchdowns in this game combined. I like the under.
I don't hate it. 24-23 is still an under.
Yeah. I like the under on that one. So I know a lot of people expect points when you see Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Pat Mahomes ain't that type of guy no more.
Well, maybe he have 30 points once this year.
I believe, yeah, only once. Pat Mahomes ain't that guy no more. Maybe he returns to form sometime later down in his career. I don't know. I think we've seen the best of Patrick Mahomes. It's the same thing for Dan Marino. A lot of people, exalt Dan Marino for being, quarterback god, but their vision, the way they view him, is really based on his second season in the league. He never reached them heights again. He never came close to that. Pat Mahomes can go down. His career could go down a similar path, outside of him having 3 rings. So,
the Chiefs did have 30 points twice this year on the nose, but once was against the Carolina Panthers, so I don't know if that counts.
Carolina covered that game too.
All right, so don't mind the under. Prop bets. So, again, is this a game we think they're going to try and establish a run game?
Oh, yeah. I think for
neither
Buffalo,
one of these, just so you guys know, too, right now the weather report for both of these games are just cold, no snow or 45-mile-an-hour winds as of right now.
Just cold. Just regular Kansas City cold, huh?
Yep. So Patrick Mahomes, the teeter for him on positive money is between 250 and 275. The teeter for positive passing yards on Josh Allen is 225 to 250. So that gives you an idea of what they're thinking. Weather-wise, doesn't seem like that's pretty average for these guys for the year.
So I think the rushing attacks for both teams will loom large. So with James Cook, he's a dog. They have him here listed at 66.4 average. I kind of like this where you get into the plus money of where you expect the player to be, the over-unders rather.
I'm not mad at that at all. I like this. I like that 60 plus.
What do you think for more? You think you can go over 60? How you want to get spicy with it? About 70, 80?
No, I feel good at 60. I feel good at 60. It's under his average. Kansas City's got a good defense too. I don't think they're gonna let him run all over him.
No. I kind of see I can see Buffalo for a team as a total. They rush for 130-ish yards combined as a team. James Cook gets about 60, 65, 70 maybe. Josh Allen gets some of the, bulk of the rest, and there might be, a player here or there get some other ones. So I'm with that. I'm with 60 being a safe one, right? And obviously already plus 105. That's a sweet spot.
But if you want to look at the spice, to me, you look at Kareem Hunt. He goes from 40 at plus 115 to go to 50s at plus 215. I like that. That's spicy.
50, huh? I think that might be a little
rich for his blood.
You're playing with fire, in my opinion. I think at some point, Isaiah Pacheco.
He shares too many carries for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Pacheco's going to bust out at some point. Did he? So they're going to. He's the younger back. He's just as physical of a runner, if not more physical of a runner as Kareem Hunt. And you're going to need physical runners this game. I think it just 50 for Kareem, for either one of those guys, might be a little too bold. I would prefer to stay away from any rushing props for those two guys in particular, just because it's a little volatile. And you know the name of the game here. We want to limit our risk. We want to limit our
risk
exposure.
To find value. Yep.
Right. All right. So that's just me. If you feel differently, we can add it. We'll talk about it later.
No, I'm good. I like things on our list right now better than that.
All right. Let's go.
I was just saying, if you wanted to get spicy, I thought the value for spice was a little bit better. It was you're getting a little bang for your buck there if you went McCormick's on.
All right. So in the receiving side, like I said, playoff Kelsey's a thing now. He's like playoff Jimmy Butler, who's been in the news a lot recently.
Mm-hmm.
He took the whole season off just so he can dust his boots off on our couch and grind his feet into our couch and drag his you know what? Let me not go too far. So
Okay. Right.
Travis Kelce, they've got his over under at 70 receiving yards. I kind of like that. In fact, I kind of like him to go more, to be honest with you. I can see 70, 77 pushing 80 yards for him. Maybe one of the 3 touchdown scores in this game.
Yeah, I like 70. I mean, they basically throw the ball to him and Worthy at this point.
Yeah. I forgot DeAndre Hopkins was on this team. I remember everybody telling me, oh yeah, they're going to make a Super Bowl now because they're a super team again. Really?
Yeah. Nothing. Marquise Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, there ain't nobody catching the ball.
No. Another guy from the other side of the other team. So we got Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, Amari Cooper. Any of these guys tempt you for the Buffalo Bills?
Not in the receiving yards. There's some interesting like flyers on anytime touchdowns, but nothing I'd want to put in the parlay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if I'm up after the Eagles Commanders game, there's some guys on anytime touchdowns in there that are like at plus 450 and plus 650.
Mm-hmm.
You might see a couple ducats on.
Okay.
A Dawson Knox, you know, I wouldn't mind that. Like, there's a couple guys that were in those.
Yeah, it's going to be that two-headed tight end monster in Buffalo. It's always confounding. So who's going to get the yards, who's going to get the touchdown? Because it's never both. All right, so I'm with you with that. A little too volatile over there in Buffalo, a little too random. I'm gonna stay away from any receiving props having to do with the Buffalo guys. What about any defensive props? Because I think this is gonna be a defensive showdown. So we've got you got any favorites for sacks or anything like that? You got Ed Oliver, Chris Jones, Von Miller, Nick Bolton. You got any of these guys you think is going to get to the quarterback?
Man, I think listen, Ed Oliver, you know, you start talking about him, but I like the Chiefs are really stout in the middle of their line. I like maybe turn back the clock on Von Miller. I think Von Miller might get one. That's a gut reaction right there. What's his he gets a sack, it's plus 340? Or plus 385. What we got there? We got a fine, that's what we got.
Yeah, that's plus 285 for Von Miller to get a sack.
I'm with that.
You like that one, huh? Okay. All right. You big game hunting. I like it, B. I would probably say Ed Oliver. I would take his over. I would take maybe Chris Jones's over. And to throw it all together, I would take Nick Bolton. I like his over in tackles. He's at 7.5. So
I don't dislike that either.
Matt Milano's another one. I think this was actually the best value. 5.5 tackles for Matt Milano. I can easily see him getting 6. I mean, 6 tackles. A lot. I expect a lot of the offense to be in the middle of the field for Kansas City.
I don't disagree with you at all. I think you're going to be looking for the tight end. I think they're going to be running Hunt. I like it.
All right. So right now we have 12 on the slip, B. I think this is a great time for us to start to whittle this down.
All right, let's get the whittle in then.
Whittle me. No diddy. So the first thing we have here, we have the under 48.5 for Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs. You took Buffalo plus 1.5.
All right, you were not feeling that one. Go ahead, take that one off.
Yeah, I'm scared, B. My bad.
That's all right. That's how we do this.
Yeah, James Cook over 60 yards rushing. We have Travis Kelce over 70 yards receiving. Von Miller over one sack at least for him. Over 5.5 tackles for Matt Milano. Over 7.5 tackles for Nick Bolton. And the other game, we have 5 picks. We got the Commanders plus 6. We have under 61.5 for AJ Brown. More over 25 yards for Austin Eckler. Over 24.5 for Austin Eckler. Scary Terry F1 McLaurin anytime touchdown, and over 49.5 for Brian Robinson Jr. on the ground. Which one right now do you feel most disinterested in out of those 12, out of those 11?
Disinterested. Scary Terry anytime touchdown. AJ Brown anytime touchdown. You didn't put that one on. Good.
Yeah, those anytime touchdowns are always scary. You was reading my mind. So Scary Terry, scary TDs off the board.
You had the Commanders. I got the Eagles. I said the Commanders go.
Yeah, I hurt.
Beat it. All right.
So that leaves us with 3 picks out of that game. I think it's fair to do 3 and 3. We don't have to, but yeah.
Well, let's look at the other one. Let's
go the other one. Let's go.
All right.
So to recap, once again, under 48.5 on the total score of the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs. Over 59.5 rushing yards for James Cook. Over 69.5 receiving yards for Travis Kelce. 1 sack for Von Miller. Over 5.5 tackles for Matt Milano. And over 7.5 tackles for Nick Bolton.
I say we get rid of one of the tackles. Which one do you think? I know who I think is going to come through with the over. What do you think?
Easily Nick Bolton. I get him 100%. Out of here.
Exactly what I was at.
So we need 2 more.
So yardage wise, do you think it's more likely Kelce gets 70 or Cook gets 60?
I think it's more likely that Kelce ends up with his 70 yards than Cook gets his 60 rushing.
I agree.
So that hurts too, man. Take James right off that.
I think both of them are going to get it though, huh?
Me too. I think I'll put it in on a single, but this.
Hold on. Nobody likes the under. Take the under out.
Damn it! I was trying to let that one slide.
I know. I was too. I did. I started. Well, here, Von Miller is the risky business.
It is very risky.
That one separate, so we can put that one separate. Get rid of Von.
All right, that's gone. All right, that's our 6, B.
That's 6?
That's 6.
All right. So we've got James Cook, 60 plus rush. We got Kelsey, 70 plus receiving. We've got over. Oh, wait. You got Matt Milano still on there.
Yeah, we took Big Bolton off.
Oh, okay. So you got Matt Milano. 5.5 tackles. All right. What's next? What's the next game?
All right. The next game is, hold on.
You got down there. We got AJ Brown under 61.5. Under 61.5. We've got Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler, 25, over 24.5 yards receiving.
Okay. And Brian Robinson over 50 yards rushing.
That's correct. I'm surprised we don't have one passing prop. None of these high flying famous quarterbacks got into our parlay. I think we're effing up here.
Man, if you look at it, they haven't. I mean, I did get Jaden Daniels. I got him passing props last week against the Lions, but I don't think it's the same matchup. It's not the same weather. It's not the same matchup. I expect it to be better defense. I don't love it. Okay. I like where we're at. I like it. The one that snuck in here for me that I wasn't expecting was Matt Milano. But I like it. I like the tackles prop. And I do think you're 100% accurate when you say there's going to be a lot of opportunities for tackles in the middle of the field against this Kansas City Chiefs team. Run the ball between the tackles. They're going to throw the ball to tight end.
That's the way I see it, dog. So, all right. So we got.
Well, that is a wrap for us, man. Yeah. That is it. Unless you want to give anybody nuggets about the NBA real quick, but I'm good going just NFL. We're going to probably need to sprinkle NBA in next week.
NBA season started?
What's that?
The NBA season started already?
It sure did. Don't look now, folks, but Detroit Pistons are in a playoff race.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
If anybody was wondering, the odds on this, because it doesn't show here, but the odds on this slip is plus 8,037.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, it sounds like a 2-unit order for me. I don't know about you. Yeah, I like this one. They owe us. The universe owes us one from last week. You know what I mean? Come on, Mark. Come on,
Mark Andrews. Where you at, buddy? Hopefully somewhere with a jugs machine.
Hopefully somewhere not in Baltimore.
Yeah, he needs to stay out of there for a while. All right, Pay, any last words before we wrap this thing up?
The championship Sunday, usually the best Sunday in football for the season. But it kind of sucks that Detroit and Baltimore is already at the crib. Man, I don't know, man. It's kind of taking a little bit out of it for me. But
yeah, I really feel like I did that. Because I went out on a limb and I predicted them to be in the Super Bowl together. I predicted the Rust Belt Super Bowl of Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions, and they immediately went out and shit in their helmet. So that's my fault. It's on me.
All right, cool. I'm glad you're taking the blame because I didn't want to.
Yeah, I can do that. It is what it is. Hey, get those prop bets in. Enjoy the games. I'm sure we'll probably sprinkle some other things on these games as we get closer. I'm going to have a little bit of fun with some of those anytime Give me 3 wins on Saturday or on Sunday at 3:00. I mean, give me 3 wins at 3:00, and the night game's gonna get silly.
Woo.
The game's gonna get silly.
Yeah, man.
I'm sitting in a good spot. Oh, we swinging for the fences. So appreciate it. Acting that. Listen, we'll let you bask in your glory here. But you got Ben Johnson.
Feels good. Feels good. You know what? Chicago sports teams don't usually have competent coaches. So it feels good to actually feel good about one of the coaches we got. Getting Ben Johnson felt a lot like when the Cubs got Joe Madden. And you know what happened a year later.
Yep. And listen, you can't judge everything off of a press conference. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn good press conference.
Best press conference since Lovie Smith walked in the door and said, "Hey, we're gonna beat the Packers. That's number one objective." Woo! You sold me right there.
Gotta love it. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys rocking with us once again. Get those bets in. Let us know how you guys have been doing. Check us out again. We'll be here next week. No, 2 weeks. We got a break. We got a break for the Super Bowl. I don't even know if we're allowed to say it, but I don't care. But we got a break for the Super Bowl. So next week we'll be off. The following week we'll be back. Got to get up to, listen, man, a couple more 5-1s. We're going to be over 60%. We're over 58. So if you're here, you're cashing. So not next week, following week. Thank you all for rocking with us in the chat. As always, like, subscribe if you haven't done it. Share with, tell a friend to tell a friend. We appreciate you guys. And check us out in 2 weeks right here, and you can reach PayDirt.